I've been imprisoned by my family for 3 years as I reached the stage of suicide.
طفلة تعرض من هي عمرها 6 سنوات تحرشات جنسية.
Why are your shelters underground? Why are they secret?
Some of the officials called us brothels.
أخاف عليهم إن هم يتأذون، أنا ما أقدر أحميهم.
There's an eerie sense of normality here in Baghdad, but this is a city constantly on edge. People here know that violence is always around the corner in a country that has lived through decades of conflict. And for Iraq's women, violence comes in many forms.
لا أعلم من أين أتيت أو إلى أين سينتهي بي المطاف.
I don't know where I've come from or how my life is going to end up. These are not just words from Salwa's favorite book. They're a testament of how far she's come now that she's able to read, and a reminder of the abuse she's left behind.
My mother left me in the first house. From a very young age, I became their maid. They beat me constantly, and when their relatives came to visit, they would sexually harass me. I remember I was 6 years old, and they would sexually abuse me mercilessly. I just lay there, and I couldn't say anything.
What was going through your mind when you were subjected to all of this, day in and day out, and you couldn't say anything?
To be honest, I didn't think about running away at first. I wanted to kill myself. You reach a point when you can't take being treated like an animal anymore.
Salwa is one of nearly 1,000 survivors saved by Anar Mohammed,
the president of the Organization of Women's Freedom in Iraq, a charity which runs 10 underground women's shelters across the country.
You are a feminist who's working in a country where the tribals and the religious extremists are ruling. You are working in a country where at least 100 women need sheltering every day. You are working in a country where not less than 1,000 women are killed every year by honor killing or another ugly killing.
She's just been contacted by a woman from the city of Mosul.
I've been imprisoned by my family for 3 years and have been subjected daily to physical violence as I reached the stage of suicide.
For millions of Iraqi women, violence comes in many forms.
Honor killing, sex trafficking, forced marriages, minor marriages, severe abuse. The number of women who are requesting to be sheltered started to rise so fast that we are unable to control.
Why are your shelters underground? Why are they secret?
It's a very dangerous task. The family would kill before letting you get to their daughters.
There are also government restrictions. They treat Yanar's shelters with suspicion and refuse to make them legal.
Some of the officials called us brothels. That's how dangerous they are to such a project of sheltering.
It took a lot of convincing for us to be allowed in one of these safe houses.
We're on our way to one of these shelters now, and for the safety of the women, we have to be cautious and make sure we're not being followed. We can't show you the neighborhood, the street, or the house, but we're hoping we can get inside and speak to some of the women.
There are 8 women living here now. Many of them are still in danger. This woman is the latest to join the shelter. She came the night before from the southern city of Najaf.
One of the women shows us around the safe house. Alia has been with the shelter's network for years. She says the help that she got here made her look at herself differently.
They didn't make me feel different from other girls here. We have racism in Iraq. Being a black just adds another layer to your problems as a woman. It means that people will make you feel inferior.
Besma escaped an honor killing 7 years ago.
She's still in hiding.
But that hasn't stopped her building a new life for herself and running this shelter.
Yes, of course I get scared. We're all in the same boat here. But that's why I help them, because they're going through what I've gone through. If my family finds me, they'll kill me, and that could also happen to many of the women here. I'm always worried about police raids. They'll contact the women's families, and in many cases, these are the very people they are running away from.
There are currently 52 women in secret shelters across the country. A small fraction of those in desperate need of help. For the past 15 years, the Organization for Women's Freedom in Iraq has helped almost 1,000 victims, despite restrictions and the lack of government-run safe houses. Salwa is now married with 2 young daughters. She says her biggest hope is that they get the education and enjoy a childhood she never had.
I feel like the old Salwa has been erased. Now there's a new Salwa. I've become strong and able to defend myself. I even go on protests. I can't be silenced anymore.
As for Yanar, she remains optimistic.
When I see a home of ours has an army of young daughters who can change Iraq, I'm not only hopeful, I am so happy.
The women I met in the shelter have fought long and hard for their safety and freedom. It's a fight they have to face every single day. Shaima Khalil, BBC News, Baghdad.